We all know T-Rex is a huge, ferocious monster from the past that wants nothing more than to consume everything that lives. However, in real life, Tyrannosaurus Rex hardly lives up to its Hollywood reputation. In fact, it is now widely believed in the scientific community that Tyrannosaurus Rex was not a hunter at all. However, T-Rex was not the only giant carnivorous dinosaur to exist during the Mesozoic era. Compared to some of the truly horrifying theropods out there, Tyrannosaurus Rex looks like a cute puppy dog. Although T-Rex will always be the king of the dinosaurs in our hearts, it is time to examine some contenders that might overthrow this behemoth from the title. These are 7 dinosaurs that were scarier than Tyrannosaurus Rex. Number 7. Utahraptor, the Utah's predator. Utahraptor was a genus of hunting dinosaurs that inhabited our planet during the Cretaceous period, 128 million years ago. Its name means the Utah's predator and was the only dromaeosaur in American history to be voted in as an official state dinosaur, in this case, in Utah. It could reach 23 feet in length, have a height of 10 feet and weigh 2,000 pounds. This dinosaur was a theropod that walked on its 2 hind legs and had large claws that were undoubtedly one of its main tools when hunting. With its long tail and 4 arms, the creature had a sleek appearance that truly resembled a larger version of the common velociraptor. The truth is that, although feathers have never been found in fossilized specimens, there is evidence to suggest that all dromaeosaurs possessed them. With its sharp claws, teeth, and new legal status, Utahraptor is a dinosaur that could be a contender for the title of King of the Dinosaurs. Number 6. Synonythesaurus, the venomous dinosaur. Synonythesaurus was a small dinosaur that inhabited the prehistoric forests of northwestern China during the Cretaceous period, along with many other primitive birds and creatures. Although closely related to Velociraptor, Synonythesaurus was a feathered dromaeosaur, and it is also a very close relative of the well-known Microraptor, described as the 4-winged dinosaur. This animal was the size of a turkey and specialized in hunting small dinosaurs and birds. It was a hunter with an important secret. According to experts, it is the first known venomous reptile in the lineage that leads to modern birds. That is, it was a real venomous bird. It possessed a primitive beak-shaped mouth full of grooved teeth, a characteristic it shares with some of today's venomous animals, such as the Gila monster. Through these notches in its teeth flowed the venom with which it killed its prey. It was almost invisible. Possibly, it stalked its victims from the lowest branches of the trees and pounced on them from behind. Once it had sunk its fangs, the prey went into a state of shock that prevented it from fleeing. Number 5. Troodon, the smartest dinosaur of the Cretaceous period. Troodon was a very interesting dinosaur, whose name is derived from Greek and means wounding tooth. It lived during the Cretaceous period and was one of the first dinosaurs discovered in North America in 1855. This prehistoric creature was approximately 6.5 feet tall, 6.5 feet long, and weighed about 110 pounds. It is speculated that Troodon did not have particularly long arms, but the creature did have more teeth than any other recorded theropod. Troodon was also fast. With a maximum estimated running speed of 64 kilometers per hour, it would have been almost as swift as the fastest racehorse ever recorded. Moreover, Troodon had large, sharp claws that it used to grab its prey and even to defend itself against other predators. However, the most incredible aspect of Troodon was its unusually high intelligence. In fact, it's theorized that Troodon was the smartest dinosaur by far. He had such a large and developed brain that the skulls found showed marks on them. Regarding its skull, it is also known that it had a highly developed occipital lobe, responsible for visual perception, including color, form, and motion. Thus, it is speculated that it may have had very good vision and a much more complex communication system than other dinosaurs. Number 4. Gigantosaurus, the largest land animal to ever exist. Gigantosaurus carolini was named for Reuben Carolini, an amateur fossil hunter who, in 1993, discovered the fossils in deposits of Patagonia, in what is now considered the Candelaris Formation. Its name means Giant of the South, and displaced Tyrannosaurus rex as the largest meat-eating dinosaur when its discovery was announced. This dinosaur lived 100 to 105 million years ago in what is now Argentina. It was between 40 feet and 42 feet long, 26 feet high, and it is estimated that it weighed less than 10 tons. Its large jaws were armed with curved and serrated teeth, perfect for tearing flesh. These teeth were replaced as they were lost, so it is assumed that Gigantosaurus carolini was more of a predator than a scavenger. Gigantosaurus was also rather quick. It could run at a maximum speed of 50 kilometers per hour or 31 miles per hour, swifter than the fastest recorded human in history. So it is clear why Gigantosaurus was at the top of the food chain of late Cretaceous South America. Number 3. Allosaurus, the best known dinosaur of the Jurassic. With extremely sharp crests, horns and claws, the largest Jurassic predator in its ecosystem lived in western North America 157 million years ago. Unlike other theropods that lived during the Jurassic period, Allosaurus was comparatively larger, around 29 feet long. But despite having been a relatively large fearsome hunter, it did not weigh as much as it looks. In fact, its weight is comparable to that of a modern Indian rhinoceros. It was the most common predator in what is now North America, so it has been possible to find about 60 different specimens, some of which were quite well preserved. Unlike other theropods, the Allosaurus had a pair of horn-like structures on the nasal bone and above the eyes. The mouth of this dinosaur contained dozens of sharp teeth that were serrated along the front and rear edges. Also, the bones that formed the tip of the snout had approximately 5 teeth, while the upper and lower jaw bones had between 14 and 17 teeth each. Allosaurus was so different from the rest of the Jurassic dinosaurs that its name means different lizard. Apparently, the paleontologists who gave it such a name thought that this beast was so terrifying and unique that it deserved a special name. Number 2. Therisinosaurus, the scythe lizard. Therisinosaurus was a gigantic dinosaur that lived at the end of the Cretaceous period, approximately 70 to 65 million years ago in what is now Asia. It was one of the largest theropods known, since according to the remains found in Mongolia, it was attributed up to 39 feet long and 16 feet high. It had a rather long neck and its front legs reached 2.7 meters, ending in 3 toes with claws so long and sharp that they had nothing to envy to those of Freddy Krueger. But no, it did not use them to tear its prey to pieces, but to get closer to the highest tree branches. However, the scientific community doubts whether Therisinosaurus was a completely herbivorous dinosaur or whether it also consumed meat. It is most likely that this dinosaur was completely herbivorous, and apart from using its claws to easily access tree branches, it used them to defend itself from other possible predators. However, the lack of clarity about its diet made it even scarier. It should be noted that when the first Therisinosaurus fossil was discovered, it was believed to be a giant tortoise due to the webbed shape of its legs, but it was later identified as a distant relative of the Tyrannosaurus rex. Number 1. Ceratosaurus, the horned lizard. Finally, let's travel to the Jurassic period, specifically to what is now North America and Europe. There lived another medium-sized theropod known as Ceratosaurus, or horned reptile. It was a bipedal dinosaur whose appearance was quite corpulent, despite having short and somewhat ridiculous arms, similar to those of a T-Rex. It also had a horn-shaped protuberance on the dorsal part of its head, a feature that lives up to its name. Although at first glance Ceratosaurus may resemble the famous Tyrannosaurus with a few differences, do not be fooled by its simplicity. It was a voracious predator that had an advantage over some of its closest relatives. It had 4 toes and both front legs instead of 3. This seemingly small advantage allowed it to move up to the late Jurassic food chain. Thus, one of its greatest achievements was to survive for more than 11 million years. In addition, it had a small horn-like ridges above each eye, similar to the ridges of Allosaurus. It's a shame that Ceratosaurus does not get as much attention as some of the other dinosaurs on this list, because he possessed unique and interesting features that allowed him to stay alive for a long time. We all have the idea that dinosaurs at some point became extinct. But what if that had never happened? Which would be the new dinosaurs that would inhabit the Earth? If you want to know more about these stories, check out our next video.